Hello Hoopers! This is a little 3-for-1 lesson. We're going to be covering orbits, their cousin the smear, and I'm only going to be doing like the most basic variation today of those, and also hinges. And again, this is just kind of to touch on some other lessons here. We've already talked about the hinging movement of the hoop, but now we can start to develop it into an actual flow. So let's talk about the orbit. We're going to start with the hoop around our waist. Our hands will be at 3 and 9. And we're going to just start. Remember those chest rolls we did? I want you to start bringing those into the body, these little chest circle isolations. So the ribs press to the side, the chest lifts, lift, press to the opposite side, lower. I'm not rounding. I'm not hyper bending, right? It's very subtle. Let's just unlock that for a moment here. Keep the arms loose, but a little grip on the hoop. Send it the other way. And now start to let the hoop come even looser in your fingers. And as you take this chest roll, just sort of let the hoop wobble around. Switch directions. And you're going to kind of feel that sort of wave-like motion of a circle, right? So the hoop is just really loose in my hands. I've stopped my chest circles. All right, so let's emphasize and control this movement, this wave-like movement. I'm going to take a firmer grip on my hoop, and I'm going to start by tilting the hoop to my left. I'm going to use that invisible table that we use for our isolation practice. I'm going to bring the upper corner of my hoop, so I've tilted the side. Now I'm going to bring the upper corner down to that invisible table. Now the top, the opposite upper corner, opposite side, back corner, back corner, side. Let's smooth it out. That wave-like motion is still there. I'm keeping the hoop on that plane, but I'm using my arms to control this a little more. You can add in a little wave of your shoulders even if it feels good. Remember to send it the other way. So we can start to overemphasize this movement, adding in the body or just the arms. We can make the plane, our invisible table, a little lower. So this is what we call an orbit. The hoop is just sort of orbiting around the body like Saturn's rings, right? Or just the tilt and orbit of the Earth itself, right? Beautiful. So smears are a little bit different. Or let's actually continue on with orbit. There's one more variation. This is the floor plane variation. We're going to come to more of a wall plane variation. So floor, horizontal, wall, vertical. The hoop is going to start at my low back. My invisible table is still going to be here, but it's now up here level with my low back. So same idea. I'm going to tilt the upper corner down. Now the front of the hoop comes down. Other side, and then bring it back to my waist. Now, we're going to try to keep the point of contact of the hoop on our body, so at the waistline. We can start here, start to deepen the orbit, and make it vertical, wall plane. It never stops touching my waistline. Another great arm exercise. I've sent it the other way, so making sure you do both directions. Those are our 2 orbit variations. Now a smear is a little bit different. We're going to be doing a 2-handed smear. I'm going to start with my hands at 12 o'clock, but I'm going to bring the hoop to floor plane, strong arms. Remember, this requires some strength. And now my hands are more like at a 6 o'clock if I'm facing forward. I'm going to swing the hoop to my left. As I swing it, I'm going to drive or half isolate the hoop so my hands are now at a 3 o'clock position. So from the side, I start at the floor plane. I pull across the body and bring the arms up from the back. Side, cross, lift to that vertical position. From here, loose grip, I'm going to hinge the hoop behind the back to make contact with my low back. And now I'm going to bring the hoop forward, stays connected to my hip. It's just like an orbit, right? I started here, I lift up, and I pull in front. Very similar to an orbit, but my hands are together, and there's more of a smearing action. Plus, we're moving it from floor plane, behind the back, open to wall plane. So if we were to like continue this movement, it would become our orbit. But just to bring it up and around, we can always bring it into an isolation. We call that the smear. All right, now there's also like one-handed smears that we can do. Prayers in open palm, and we're gonna get to that in another lesson. But if it starts to feel natural, if you wanna experiment, go ahead and feel it out. So, hinges. Talked in a few classes about hinging the hoop. Pretty much looks like what it should. My grip is loose enough so that the hoop can hinge back and forth like a door. So right now I'm just doing a basic hinge. We'll start to the side. I'll use a little bit of momentum to let the hoop come forward. It's not a fold, right? I'm folding my arm across my body in this position. My arm stays to the side. I'm going to use a strong arm to try to keep the hoop on my invisible table, the bottom of the hoop, so that I hinge forward, frame the body, hinge to the side. Hinge to the back, frame the body, hinge to the side. It can start to smooth out. You can just sort of rock with this for a little bit. My arm, I'm going to try to just keep it one place. Maybe we grab at the back, hinge to the front, open. This is a fun little flow. Also starts to teach you spatial awareness of where the hoop lands when it comes to the side, where you can expect to know where to grab. All right, so that is just like a side to side basic hinge. Like I said, there's so many different variations. We'll get into them another class. But to recap, we have an orbit, a smear. This is bringing a forward beginning smear. So we bring it forward and up. We are smearing the body. And we have our hinges. And I'm just using my opposite hand to tap for effect. Maybe we can combine these together. I'm going to smear the hoop. I'm going to hinge it out to the side, hinge it front and back, and then fold down into my little orbit. Let's try that on the other side. So I'm smearing the hoop in. I will let it hinge a couple times, side to side. Doesn't really matter how you do it, right? And then bring it down around the waist to orbit. Switching direction helps to keep your flow engaging. Not just good for your mind, but also aesthetically pleasing. So play around with different variations of combining those together and then switching directions in the middle of your flow. I hope this was helpful. I hope you have a lot of fun experimenting with these movements, and I will see you next time.